Hello, buddy. My name is MrBonesy, and welcome back to Corpse Party Book of Shadows. Now, in the last episode, we actually played as Yuka. We got portrayed by a ghost. I almost said Sadako. That's a different type of ghost. It's similar. Like that. My brain's blanking on it for some reason. And we unlocked the new chapter. We are on the last chapter of the game. So let's just jump straight into this. I gotta move my mouse pad and everything. I should have done that earlier. Senior high, Bakudin. Oh, this is the, oh yeah, because Tooth was this girl, I'm pretty sure. She gets, like, knocked out. No, not knocked. I think she gets, like, her tooth knocked out in a punch. Mitsuki. That's her. I don't remember her voice from the last episode. Fuck. It's always these new faces. I just couldn't really care less to give them voices to remember. Hey, Mr. President, don't forget about tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Please tell me I can kick you. Absolutely not. So what's happening tomorrow? That's what's tomorrow. Me kicking your ass day. Hey, no violence in the student council room. We've been over this. It's your own damn fault for forgetting. Ow! Stop, please. If I've forgotten something important, I sincerely apologize. So just tell me what it is already. Use your words, not your feet. It's this room's spring cleaning. I mean, it's full of balls. And I don't mean that in the actual physical sense. I mean, there's a lot of guys here. Is this the storage shed or something? How long has it been since the sports festival? Oh yeah, that's right. You were asking to schedule a cleaning day. Ow! That's like the most forgettable thing too. Like I would have forgot that shit too. Like that's not that important unless it's like trashy. You completely put it out of your mind, didn't you? No, I swear. I penciled it somewhere. Your recommendations are important to me and to the student council as a... Wah! You're a person, not a corporation. Talk like one. Fine, I forgot, okay? It's not like I don't have enough on my plate as it is, though. Do you have any idea how much I expected to do? I'm sorry. Good enough for me. I forgive you. What's your problem anyway? Wait, what? Tough love from your trusted clerk. Sometimes you just have to admit your mistakes and move on. Though the manly approach to presidency has its merits too. Mitsuki. Just make sure you keep at it. You sound different like last time I saw you. Fucking reading. Desperation is not an option. Don't you think you can run away from your post if your going gets tough? You got that? I backed up for a little bit from my webcam, by the way. Just noticed it was just my head. Yeah, I got it. I really do gotta change like my whole thing so you can actually see more of me because there's some videos where it's just my head sometimes. Yeah, I got it. Oh no, the other cast of colorful characters. I don't even know who this is. Which boy does that belong to? You don't get it. If you just don't get it. Tomohiro, Minko is my bride, so hands off. Okay, I'm guessing this name belongs to this guy. Like hell, I'm not giving her up for the likes of you. Besides, you got that Nana girl, right? Don't you dare two-time her. Oh, you're so clueless. It only really gets good once you've got at least 3 girls. Everybody knows that. Harem having ass. Sounds like you guys are having fun. Is that a game? Oh, Yamamoto, you want in on this? It's a game where you use your stylist to massage and kiss girls. And you can go out with 3 at once. What? I'm glad you're enjoying a little romp, but keep it to one girl, you lowlives. Ow! Damn, he's crying, bro. What did he punch him in the balls? You two remember what tomorrow is, right? It's ass-kicking day! I wasn't just keeping it to the guy with glasses. What's tomorrow? Oh, who boy. Oh, who boy. I like to think they both said it now. I have no idea any of this was going on in the student council room that day. I had other things in my mind, specifically a certain boy. Bakudin Senior High School, Class 2-4, after school. My name is Toko Kisasaki. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. If this is your first time watching, hell, you probably already noticed I don't say these right. I've been waffling for quite some time on whether or not to say anything, but I decided to bite the bullet and ask his best friend, Kirosaki. Oh, is this the girl I'm playing as that gets her like face punched? Hey, a quick question. Does Yunya have a girlfriend? I'm pretty sure he's single. Why? Well, I kind of might have my sights set on him, I guess. Seriously? Wow, that's great news. I'll definitely be rooting for you. Oh, but... well, he's not particularly sociable individual. When you get right down to it, going out with him might not be all that fun for you. Damn. That's like, he's like me for real. I'm not social either. But I hear despite his obvious popularity with the ladies, he's never once so much as touched anyone. Isn't that kind of a bad sign, though? Not quite, for the contrary. It gives him a nice, clean image. Oh. This was Kintsuki Kurosaki, who'd known Yunya Kizumi, aka the boy I liked, pretty much all his life. I figured I would come to him for all the information I needed in my conquest, since he was pretty much guaranteed to know Yuny's dating history. And so far, things seem to be going really well. I mean, not only I did confirm Yunya wasn't seeing anyone, but I got his best friend's blessings too. And confirmed that he really wasn't the showy, obnoxious, cool guy type. That suited me just fine. Hey, Kirosaki, hey. I merely forgot my voice and it was like literally 2 minutes ago. Kirosaki was understandably rather startled by the extraordinary, agitated female voice that suddenly rang out from behind his head. But that's Hellgirl Mitsuki for you. Since she was standing in the classroom doorway, arms folded across her chest, looking like some angry deity about to cast judgment down upon the world. And she had the deathly gleam in her eyes, the one that could fall the mightiest warrior before he ever had a chance to draw his sword. Didn't I tell you today was spring cleaning in the student council room? And I told you I can't because I have a club today. Come on, Fukuru. Back me up here. I wouldn't go that route. It's easier just to give in. What? What? That was him. What? Yeah, this was definitely Hellgirl's work. All the complexion was gone from Fukuru's face. He was a man with a demon on his back. Whip at the ready, fully prepared to bring divine punishment upon all who oppressed her. He was right. It was easier just to give in. Sounds like fun. Can I join you guys? Oh, by all means, the more the merrier. Mitsuki then grabbed the nape of Kirosaki's neck. The nape? Is that what that flap is called? The nape? Or the nape? I don't fucking know. I began dragging him out of the door and decided in a decidedly painful-looking matter. He looked like a teary-eyed chick caught in the talons of a bird of prey, struggling in the vein as he was being carried off to meet his grisly demise. You know, I'm not even in the student council. I just love watching those boys interact with Hellgirl Mitsuki. I can't wait to see more. I didn't even care if I had to clean in order to do it. I was a volunteer after all, so I was pretty much off the hook here. I could follow them at my own pace. No dragging for me. Wouldn't he also be a volunteer? He wasn't even in the class. As soon as we left the classroom, though, we ran into Yunya. Or rather, I did, as in, I literally ran into him. I wasn't watching where I was going and wound up slamming into him as hard as so hard I fell over. Immediately, we reached out. I had a similar, not similar, but just the ideal I had happen to me. Like, when I was younger, my mom was calling my sister. And this was this is when I was like 3rd or 2nd grade. And I was like, I'll get her. And I immediately, like, because I was in the kitchen waiting for food and my sister wasn't coming. So I was like, okay, I'll just run into her room and not get her. Turned around, ran. But apparently my sister heard the yelling. And she was like, okay, I need to go. So she got up and ran. And then, like, the kitchen's like right here. And you go down. And then there's a hallway between both of our bedrooms. So immediately I run down from the kitchen. And then immediately she was running out of her room in the hallway. And we both went into the hallway and bop into each other. And we both fell back. And then we both looked at each other and just started laughing. Because I guess when you're younger, you don't feel pain. If that happened to me now, I would be like, oh, fuck. What? Oh. Ooh. Like, it's crazy. Immediately, he reached out of his hand to help me up and asked if I was alright. Now that's a white knight if I ever seen one. What a fun evening this would be. I imagine it ending with me lying in bed, dreaming of Union's perfect face, inching ever closer to mine. But instead... No, that's... Yeah? Is that her? No, that's not her. I don't know who this is. Are you okay, Toko? Yeah. I'll be right. It'll be alright. You'll feel better once you get it all out. Tooth. Oh, now the music plays in. Apparently, my little my little walkthrough guide I have now actually put to the side just in case I get lost. It literally says, stairs are the true character of this chapter. So, I'm going to probably go back and forth between the stairs a bunch. But then again, I'm going to cut that shit out anyways, because I have to still look for everything unless I get lost, and then I have to look for the guide anyways. So, I don't know. I'm going to do like a little bolt back, like teetering, like my hair comb that I still have on me, where I'm going to be teetering between guide and legitly running through it. I'm actually surprised I'm able to do that. But then again, you probably couldn't even really see it. Was I right? Yeah, I guess I feel a little better. That's good. Are you okay to head back and rejoin the others then? Yeah. I'm giving different voices like all the fucking time. We can go to boys' room. I had a feeling I was just leaving. Oh yeah, I remember the little side story in the first game was like all about these characters. I like how he wasn't even in the flashback, by the way. The actual douchebag. It hurts. It hurts. Ryosaki, God, no. I bet it hurts real bad. I've tied up your knee and thigh joints. That should help stop the bleeding. And we've got your leg right here, so don't worry about that. Toko. We were in the old-fashioned rundown and probably condemned school building. None of us knew how we got here, nor even where here was. I just emerged from the girls' room with Imi after losing my lunch, where Yunya, Okoa, Katayama, and Shinmade were waiting. The hallway was absolutely a bloodbath after what had happened. Poor Katayama walked into some kind of booby trap, and half of his right leg was lopped off from his knee down. It looked excruciating. How is somebody supposed to handle a situation like this? Why did this have to happen at all? It hurts. The fuck is wrong with this school? Why would there be traps set up in here? Where the hell even are we? Feels like somebody's screwing with us. You know what he looks like? And this is going to be such an obscure reference. He looks like the guy. You remember, there's an anime called Ouran High School Host Club. If you don't know what it is, I recommend it. I thought it was a pretty good show. It is a harem anime, but it's one of the good animes. It's not like a fucking weird one where like you see tits every 5 minutes. Because the protagonist is a girl and the harem's all the guys. And then you don't even see anything like weird. It's just a nice slice of life anime that I was forced to watch when I was 5 because my sister had the DVD set and she was a girl, obviously. But there's a character in there that has red hair like him, and it looks identical. And he's voiced by Vegeta from Dragon Ball. That's what he reminds me of. I need to get a haircut now because now I'm starting to notice I'm constantly touching my hair and moving it to the side because it's just flopping. God, I don't want to get a haircut, but I might actually get a haircut sooner or later. I don't know. We'll see. what we'll see in the future. Keep quiet. Or, yeah, keep quiet. Ryosaki has been very badly injured. The hell's your problem? You stepping? Stop it, please. What the fuck kind of saying is that? You stepping, huh? Stepping on my turf? Like, this is what tagged along with Mitsuki and others got me. I thought it was going to be a laugh riot, and then at first, it was great. We all went to the student culture room where we met up with Katayuma, Shinmada. You don't have to say their names all the time. You could just say with my guys. It started cleaning and goofing around. And then we were done. Emi suggested we try out this new charm she discovered on the internet. She's nuts for that kind of stuff. She took out this simple white paper doll, and with all kinds of, we were all kind of fascinated. So we did as we were instructed, and then suddenly everything went dark. There was a violent shaking, and then we were here in this old schoolhouse. No explanation. We just need to get out of here. We just need to work together and get out of this horrible place. Let's try to find an exit. What about Ken and Yuma? I'll carry him. Yunya. Yunya was so kind. Oh, that's his last name. I forgot. She was talking about him. You can always count on boys in times like this. Still, there was a potential problem with this course of action. Wait! What if there's more traps? And if you're carrying someone piggybacking, you won't be able to react quickly enough to avoid them. But I know we have to. But wait, I'm thinking is we find a way out and ensure the road between here and there is safe. Then come back for Katayuma. I'll agree to that. Yeah. When Ryosaki, don't worry, we won't leave you behind. We won't, will we? Okoa was in a state of absolute panic. He just kept muttering to himself at Katayuma's side. And the two of them had always been extremely close. He's blonde, too. It's like me and Pierce. It's only natural he'll be worried, though his concerned kind have boarded his obsession. But, who's going to go? We could lose our own legs in a blink of an eye, just walking around in here. You're the one who said we should find an exit in this first place, so you go. Okay, what a dick. Whimper. Should have practically spit his answer at her. I hate people like him. Sure, he had a pretty face. That's basically all he had, though. People like him pose as models in men's journals. But they're not as good as for much anything else. Fuck, that's messed up. He's got a lot of girls too, but I'm not one of them. I could never get past his awful attitude. It's such a huge turnoff for me when guys act that way. Not that I don't admire speaking with confidence and force. I try to do it myself whenever I can. But there's a difference between speaking forcefully and speaking in a way that belittles others. Shinmada was basically like just cold and uncaring. I'll go. I'm the one who suggested separating after all. Toko. I'll go too. That like slight smile. Yunya. With the difference like night and day. Kind, thoughtful people like him don't make flip remarks. They just man up and get stuff done. I was crushing on him harder than ever because now not only did I think he was both cool and hot, I also gained a ton more respect for him. There's no need for everyone to go. One more person should be plenty. Any takers? Dead silence. No volunteers, huh? Everybody just looked at one another, then looked away as if they were ashamed of themselves. What do I do? Ryosaki, you'll be lonely here all by yourself, won't you? He was frantically shifting his gaze from one person to another. Never seen him on the edge before. Finally, the silence was broken by a loud, shrill male voice. Definitely not whom I would have been picked. Oh, damn it! Fine, I'll go. You stay here. Are you okay? Are you sure it's okay? Kirasaki said she'll go, and she's a girl, so I said I'm going. You wait here, you good-for-nothing sack. You'll just get in the way anyways. All right, I'll stay here with Ryosaki. Good luck. Come on, let's go. If we don't hurry, Katsuyama could be in real danger. Toko, be careful, okay? I will. Not. Ha. Was I scared? You bet. I was scared. But in a situation like this, everybody has worked together. And as long as I had any willpower left in me, I wasn't about to give up. Plus, it didn't hurt that Yunya was with me, so I knew everything was going to turn out just fine. In order to get out of the school, you have to kiss me. I think I mean, there's other place. Why would I go to the boys' bathroom? I don't think there would be a point, right? I don't think so. Oh, I forgot you actually have to go somewhere. Now this is where the annoying parts come in. Nurse's office was the answer. The word infirmary was written on the plate above the door. Somehow this room just felt like it would be deserted. I was oddly confident about this. Or about that. Not sure why I felt that way, to be honest. But for good measure, I shouted, "Is anybody in there?" We still haven't found Mitsuki after all. I didn't hear her call back though. So really, we had no business in this room whatsoever. Wait, was that the key sticking out of its lock? Who would have locked the door, but left the key? Well, what would be the point? Huh. Whoa, what's up? What's up with that? The key's just sitting there. What are you doing? Hey, there could be a boogie. Hey, there could be a boogeyman in there or something. And then what would we do? I figured better to lock him in and keep him out of our hair. And what exactly do you plan to do with that key? I'm going to hang on to it, of course. Stop tossing it around. That's dangerous. Don't you worry. I always catch whatever I throw. Hell, I can even go higher. Honestly, pain in the ass. Shinmada was such a pain in the ass. I really couldn't stand that guy. Oh, we went... Dude, what? Ha! Ha! God, you're persistent. Look, you're very good at throwing and catching, okay? So just stop already. He does seem like the type to play baseball. The ceiling in this place sure is high. Let's see if I can touch it. Allie. Oops. The hell did it go? Whatever. I don't give a shit. And now the infirmary was cut off from us. If we needed it. Brilliant. It's an exit. An honest-to-goodness exit. We could finally get out of here. I rushed over to the door, hopeful yet afraid, knowing it might not open, but praying this horrid place would show us at least a little mercy. Gingerly, I raised my hand and pushed on it, and then swung it open without even the slightest hesitation. It seemed almost too easy. I need to put my comb down. I'm fidgeting with it too much. Wow, we actually got out. It's unnaturally dark outside, though, and the rain was coming outside. Though, and why is though here? This is an odd spot to just place it. It was unnaturally dark outside, and the rain was coming down so hard that peeking my head out for just a moment left my uniform completely soaked. Shinmada pushed past me, throwing the door open even wider with his usual lack of regard for anyone and anything around him. My clothes went from soaked to drenched in a matter of seconds. If I were to actually walk out into it, I felt like I'll drown. What is this place? It's way too dark out here. We're in the forest, maybe? It's really coming down. If we went out there in a rainstorm like this, we'd really get soaked to the bone. I wouldn't mind seeing that look on you. Anyways, we know we can get outside safely now. Let's go back and get Katsuyama. Come on, Yunya. Despite our having found a way out, Yunya's demeanor hasn't changed a bit. He was standing back by the hall, where he could watch over us, while also keeping an eye out for anyone else who might happen by. The model of maturity. Shinmada, on the other hand. You guys go back if you want. I'm leaving. What? I'm not about to stick around in this fucked up place any longer than I have to. Screw the others. I'm out of here. You can't be serious. Hell yeah, I'm serious. Those assholes are the ones who chose to stay behind. They're just gonna die one by one, and I say let them. Didn't you think? Didn't think you were quite the callous. By far from me to stop you. Say, Kirasaki, you want to come with me? The tone in his voice said it all. He hit the ultimate low. After abandoning his friends to save his own hide, he was now practically proposing to me. I really don't want to see you die. You've been a real precious to me for quite some time, you know. I'm only been like a dick like this because I actually liked you. You don't really see guy tsunderes as much as you do see girls. Please, do you accept me? With an obvious, rehearsed, and truly sickening pickup line. He really was the slime ball to end all slime balls. Unbelievable. What the hell's wrong with you? Get your eyes off me, you jackass. I couldn't believe he had the nerve to pull something like this. I felt like that may have been the first time I ever truly yelled at someone. I was absolutely livid. And he wasn't even done. No, he still had plenty of salt left to throw at the wound. Oh, shut the hell up, you ugly bitch! Don't go getting the wrong idea. I was just trying to be nice and give you a ticket out of this hellhole, but if you don't want it, that's your loss. You need to die already. This guy's a lost cause. Yunya, let's go. My head was swimming. I was scared. I was angry. I was sad. Even negative emotions brought to the forefront, and every positive emotion pushed away. I didn't even look back. I just turned away from Shinmata, walked over to the Union side, and continued past him into the hallway. Union had been watching all this unfold from the other side of the room, and for a moment, he just stood there, staring blankly at Shinmata. Who the hell are you looking at? Get out of my sight, you spacey bastard! Shinmata then drew a large knife from his breast pocket. It tipped straight. Yeah, honestly, though, like, even though he's like being a bitch right now, like, Shimida, he's just gonna leave. If someone that is also your height and seems stoic and like big and buff, who's all like very quiet and he's like, I'll come with you. I'll volunteer. And he just approaches you after being a dick, I would probably panic too. Like him pulling out the knife seems like a justification. He's like, this guy might kick my ass. This guy might actually beat the shit out of me. So he's an asshole. I'm not justifying that he's a good guy. I'm just saying that makes sense why he did it. It's not like he is insane. He just drew a large knife from his breast pocket. It was tip staggered to the glisten in the dull light of the room, but it did ultimately succeed. He began waving around like a dumbass, probably thinking it made him look more menacing. Check it out! Just bought this baby yesterday. Not bad, eh? I could put it into good use in a lot of ways. Huh. You are an amusing fellow. Does that asshole really have 10 girlfriends? How is that even possible? And yet I'm precious to him somehow. What a crook. How low of an opinion must he have of women in general to pull crap like that? There's just no excuse. I was indulged. Not indulged. Yeah. Not indulged. I was indignant. I was fuming. I just kept cursing and mumbling as fast as I walked to the 3rd floor to meet up with the others. And all the while, Union was keeping pace with me, saying nothing at all. Anyways, the motto of maturity, always even tempt. He really was like a rock. Or maybe he found my mutterings annoying and it was just keeping quiet, so I'll do the same. I didn't like that possibility one bit, so I mentally slapped myself on the cheek, forced positivity in my voice, and tried to engage him in a cheery banter. Where the fuck are we going? You're a far better man than he is. Yunya, you never said or done anything to hurt a lady, right? I mean, I know you got a lot of women falling for you, but I've never once heard a single bad rumor about you from any of them. It's kind of amazing. I looked at him square in the eyes as if I was asking him, isn't that right? And for a moment his eyes did meet mine, but then they went right back to the hall. Was he not used to receiving compliments from a woman? That seems hard to believe. I'm not sure what you mean. Hee. What a cute, innocent response. Too bad he's probably gonna beat the fuck out of me and eat my tooth. I must have came across as bipolar to him or something. 1 second I tried to lighten the mood with small talk or compliments, and then I start to feel scared of this school again, or angry at Shinmeta, or sad for Katayuma. My mind just couldn't make my mind just couldn't make up its mind what to feel. To- Toko, hear me. Isn't anyone there? I don't know who that. I have to see faces. Mitsuki, that was Mitsuki, wasn't it? It was coming from downstairs. Mitsuki's voice echoed from below, but our friends were waiting for us above. For a moment, I wasn't sure which direction to go, but only for a moment. The fact is, our friends are very, very close. So close that I would be foolish not to tell them what was going on before chasing Mitsuki. Come on, we need to check in with Irma and the others, and then follow the voice downstairs. Yunya just nodded and began running up to the stairs, and I was right behind him. Okay. Sorry, I just had to do a little dance because the song's great. Sorry it took so long. We found an exit. Come on, we have to get moving. I was out of breath, staring down at the ground and talking to what I assumed would be three very attended friends. But then I looked up. They were all three. Or they were all there, but there was no immediacy, no urgency, or anyone's face. Urmi and Oka weren't even looking at me, nor at Yunya, but at Katayuma. They were fixated on his face, and each bore a sad, hopeless, empty expression, and they certainly weren't about to get moving. There was a general heaviness in the air. Something was very wrong. I gently reached out my hand and touched Irm's face shoulder. What's going on? Toko, he's Katayuma getting weaker. He's not going to make it. Ritsuki, why would you talk to me? Say something, please, Ritsuki. Irimi's eyes were filled with tears. Oko's, too, were cradling Katayuma's head and looked like he's been crying this whole time. His eyes were bright red and his nose was running. Yunya, still saying nothing, just walked over to Katayuma's side, bent down, and began examining his wound. Yunya? We need to hurry. The four of us silently but unanimously agreed that our best course of action was to pick up Katayuma and bring him out through the exit we discovered. And we had to be very, very quick about it, or he would die. I could just tell by looking at him that his whole time was almost up. Katayuma, can you carry him? Yeah, I can use your help getting him up on my back, though. Hang in there. We'll save you. As this was all going on, I had that nagging feeling like I was forgetting something. Of course, Mitsuki. We had to go find her. We couldn't just leave her behind after all. Yunya, do you mind if I run downstairs and look for Mitsuki? If she wanders too far, she might... He didn't even have to say anything this time. His eyes told me the whole story. Got it. I know you can. I know I can trust you with this task, they said. That was enough for me. I shot off down the hall with a bullet. I was determined to find Mitsuki and rejoin everyone en route. I heard down to the second floor, but Mitsuki's voice was coming from even farther down. I had to keep going to the first floor, ahead of the others. So don't I just go down to the first floor? But where did I go after that? This music is nice though. Yeah, because it literally said that it was coming farther. I have to get downstairs ahead of the others, so I just go down to the first floor. From where at this point? Fucking... I'll just go in the hallway and see if a cussing happens. Okay, I actually have to go somewhere. Oh, I can't go up the stairs. No, if I get this place mapped out right in my head, and no, if I've got this place mapped out and right in my head, I'll just be getting farther and farther from where we heard the voice this way. I should go back. Okay. So, like, where did you hear the voice? Fuck, I have to consult the walkthrough now. Good thing I pulled it to the side. And then I used the staircase. Use floor 1 to second staircase on the right side on the right, and foe to. So I have to go back upstairs. What? If I kept running in circles like this, I'd never find her. I was in a state of panic, and I was allowing it to steer my path. Frustrated with my situation and with myself for closing to give up my head and head back empty-headed, I forced myself to stop and turn. I was going to do what I should have done in the first place, call Mitsuki's name with everything I had in me, and hope she responded. Mitsuki, Mitsuki, are you okay? Where are you? We're here. No answer. Just the cold, lonely sounds of the rain and wind bearing down on this old, dilapidated building. This may have been a fairly large school, but sound traveled well in here. If she was anywhere in this hallway, I'm sure she would have heard me. And if she were just here only minutes ago, she definitely should have been around now. Could something have happened to her? Mitsuki. I guess I was just supposed to walk around on the first floor. I gotta look at the walkthrough. It literally didn't tell me. Like, the other steps just said go north, which is... I'm guessing that's what I did, because it said I would be losing myself. Do I go back to the group? The fuck do I do here? This is, like, so confusing. Okay. Ghost. I hate these. I feel so fucking, like, not focused and connected. Because half the time I'm just wandering. I wonder if I'm just going to leave it in. Because I was just looking around my desk. Being like, oh shit, I'm just waiting. And immediately I'm like, oh shit, ghost. God. What? Is that a ghost? Ah! God damn. God damn, there's so many saves. It appears to be a ghost of a young boy. Step away, I'll just die. Fuck, what do I do now? Use floor 1, go north towards the second floor until a ghost stops you. Oh shit. I'm on that step? Oh, that means there's 3 steps left of the game. Use the first floor on the south. And return to the first floor and go to the exit. Okay. Oh, fuck. What the hell was that? What just had appeared in front of me? I think, yeah, examine the ghost is what I have to do. From the looks of it, you're another victim. Oh, wait. From the looks of it, you're another victim dragged here against your will. No. Well, I'll tell you now, there's no escape from this school. There's nothing to be gained here but despair, though. If you got an iron will, you might be able to survive for a little while at least. Here, you should have this. It'll help you keep the wandered spirits at bay, though. It only works once. So take it. Get out of there and fight like hell. Stay alive as long as you possibly can. It's called a gun. The spirit vanished, but lying on the ground below, or lying on the floor below, where it was a gemstone, specifically a violet colored gemstone, probably an amethyst. I can't read. So I could use that to keep the wandering spirits at bay one time, huh? I guess he meant the full body ones, or it would have kept him at bay too. Either way, with this gem, I felt like I can actually get back to the friend safely. I was as hopeful as one could expect, all things considered. Of course, he also said there was no escape from here. But it was my prerogative, I don't even fucking know what that word is, to believe what I wanted to believe and ignore what I wanted to ignore. The thing is that spelling-wise, I probably have never seen the word spelt, but I probably said it. That's what pisses me off about my language and my poor education. And also just weird. Like kitchen, like spelling of that is horrible. Like, come on, bro. Why are you using a K? I guess I just go all the way back to our friends. I don't even need to consult the fucking walkthrough for this shit. Do I really have to go all the way here and use it? The fuck? Like, goddamn. Why can't I just select the staircase? That's where it was at. I guess it was before, but come on. You know what I mean? Why can't I select them? Okay, now I could probably get closer to you. Hello. Use amethyst. Oh, fuck. I didn't mean to skip that. Be gone. Oh, my amethyst disappeared. And incredibly, it actually worked. Both the ghost and the gem faded and disappeared. The stairway was now free to be traversed. Yo, guys, what the fuck are you guys doing? You guys were just chilling? Hear me. Amy, are you okay? There was like a ghost at the bottom of the stairs. Where's everyone else? Come on, we have to get the nearest situated and get out of here. Whimpered. Amber's face was absolutely wrecked with tears, and she was shaking her head violently. She wanted to tell me something, but the words weren't just coming out. Or coming. I had a really bad feeling about this. I ran past her to the bathrooms, to where Katayuma was being lifted onto Union's shoulders when I left. You don't really need to show this. It's not like I see you. It's just a blank map on the same floor. Why? Katayuma was back on the floor, right where he sat him down. Right where we sat him down when this whole ordeal began. Why weren't he was on Union's shoulders? What was going on? I had an inkling, but I didn't want to believe it, so I pushed it out of my mind. Yunya, what? What are you still doing here? We need to get Kitayuma ready to go. He didn't make it. What? Right after he left, he I heard scream, and then he just went limp. What is he, a Half-Life character? Like, ah! Like, what? That's not what really happened. It seemed like he was bleeding to death, so it seemed like he would just like, and like just passed out, like dead. No. I didn't know what else to say. A person who just died, and not some stranger, but a person I knew, a friend. It was the strangest feeling. I kept looking at him and thinking, is he really dead? Is this really what a person looks like when he dies? Seeing him like this, or seeing him like that, drained every last bit of energy I had in me. I fell to my knees, thoroughly defeated. Oko says he isn't moving from Katayuma's side. So, what are we supposed to do now? Your man and I couldn't stay near the body. We've gone down to the second floor, where he picked a corner and just stood there, trying to recompass ourselves. Yunya elected to stay with Unya on the third floor, I guess to try to break him from his shock and help him put some distance between him and Katayuma. None of this felt real, or maybe I just didn't want it to be real. It was a nightmare. It had to be. I just sit up in my bed and it will all be over. Why did it have to happen? I'm not waking up. I don't get it. The fucking change of expression is like uncharacteristic. I'm not waking up. I keep trying to tell myself that this is all just a dream, but Toko. My energy was wavering again. I sank to the ground, landing on my knees. Irmi followed my lead, but put an arm around me to comfort. A friend had just died. He just died. God, why? You know what's funny is YouTube actually, this is super unrelated, but I just thought about it. YouTube gave me a warning on my channel because of a shitpost that my friend Pierce made. And it was just literally the Unisonis Markiplier being like, I like this. And it cuts to, I don't think this is great. And it was just an obvious joke was it was my channel in the background and it switched to Cloudy's channel. And now that's deleted off my channel and I got a warning for it for harassment. That's fun. YouTube. It feels like if I felt like a real person were to look at it, they could tell it was a joke. But the fact that it's a fucking corporate, they just looked at it and it was like, this is messed up. It was like years ago too, by the way. It was like so long ago. And I'm like how it's now getting taken down. So, what the fuck? I mean, at least it wasn't a community strike. That would have made me so sad. Irma and I looked at each other. We both heard them. Footsteps coming down the hall. It was too dark to make out who it was, but the Ghent was decidedly Mel. The two of us slowly and quietly rose to our feet, hid behind a corner, and peeked out, both terrified and curious as to whom or what we might see. Okay. There, at the end of the hall, the figure finally came into view. It was a tallish man, unsteadily teetering as he slowly stood towards us. It was Shidmida, drenched from head to toe. Shimna! Duh! Amy shoved forward, intending to run towards him, but I grabbed her arm and held her back without even thinking about it. She turned and looked at me with a puzzled expression. I can't handle him. What? Don't tell me he did something to you. No. Thank goodness. At times like this, we need to keep each other in the loop about everything that happens. She looked back at me again as she said this, staring right into my eyes in an almost indescribable manner. It was a perfect guilt stare. I couldn't help but succumb to it. Feeling bad for not had filled her in about the Shinmata incident. Yeah. Shinmata continued his slow, wet walk down the hall. Then, all of a sudden, for no discernible reason, he simply fell forward, leaning down hard on his knees. Something was wrong with him, and while I loved the man, I didn't want to see him suffer. Irma and I were both posed to rush to his aid. When the other figure randomly began appearing all around him, figures of children, blue and unearthly, shimmering with their own light. Why is the only time they have giggles I actually hear laughter? What are they? We could barely even see Shinmata from our vantage point anymore, as his body was obscured almost completely back by the backs of these ghost children. Wasn't he moving though? So it didn't seem like they were doing anything to him. But then he wasn't moving at all, which seemed highly suspicious. It occurred to me that maybe we should try to save him. I inched forward. He was still in exactly the same position he had been when I fell to his knees. He literally hadn't moved at all. Was he unconscious? Irm and I looked at one another and nodded. It was a silent signal to move forward and do whatever we could help. The children vanished as we approached, revealing a horrific sight. Shinmata's stomach had been flayed wide open. He was dead. The knife had flattened earlier was he flaunted earlier was jutting from the wound. It was almost a ceremonial death, like that was a samurai who threw himself onto his sword. Ah! Ah! No! What? What are those children? How should I know? And they might still be nearby. Ah! Kazunuma, it's horrible! Shinmata! Yunya, who presumably rushed down to see what was wrong, calmly walked over to Shinmata's body. He was checking for signs of respiration of pulse. He turned back to us again, and a moment later, his facial expression said it all. Shinmata was really was dead. I was beginning to lose it. I just couldn't take any more of this. My friends and acquaintances were dying one by one. I guess I should just say had to died, but it didn't seem like it was over. Not by a long shot. This is bad. There's something in here with us. Something that's trying to kill us. Hell, it was doing more than trying. It had already succeeded twice over. I was scared. I was paranoid. I was shaking and then crying and screaming inside. I was deathly afraid that something else would show up, and then it did. Gasp. Ah! It was a little girl in a red dress standing between us and the third floor staircase. I couldn't make out the expression on her face through the bangs, but I could literally feel the hatred in her eyes as she stared into our souls. And then she turned around and slid up the staircase into the third floor hallway. Well, what? Irma was turned the other way, so I hadn't seen the girl at all. She eventually followed our gazes, but by that time, the girl was gone. She looked confused. The particular apparition looked a little different from the other ghosts I've seen, but there was still no doubt in my mind. She was definitely a ghost. What do we do? Okay, we have to go get him. We have to get out of the school now. I'll calm down. Wait. Yunya, I'll come with you. It could be dangerous. You wait here. Dangerous? Well, that is the direction the girl in the red dress went. And I guess Yunya didn't want me to put in harm's way. I nodded and watched. I nodded and watched his back. Recoded into the darkness as he chased Ime. And I sat there for 50 years. Wheeze. Pull yourself together. Pull yourself together, Toko. You know what they say. No weapon can pierce a calm heart. So, what's the most important thing right now? Ah! Ah! Don't fucking listen to her! You can definitely pierce the heart! No, no, no! What was going on? Why was Irma screaming? I could hear voices now. Irma and Oko were having a heated argument. That's not possible. We have to leave him and run. We'll get caught if we don't. No, we can't leave him behind. We have to. We'll have to take him to the hospital. But he's dead. No, he's not. He's dead. He's not. He can't be. Leave him and run. We'll get caught. That ghost girl must have been pursuing them. This is bad. I have to help them. Is it like now he's transformed? What the? Murderer! Murderer! Captain Moon's body was spraying unconsciously on the leading hallway up to the 3rd floor, along with Okoa. At the top of the stairs stood Irma, and in front of her, Yunya, with an imposing scowl on his face. I don't understand any of this. What had just happened? Ah! Irma let out another scream and came running towards me down the stairs. Okoa then seemed as if he had fallen and broken his arm. He was lopsided, crawling towards me. It was almost as if he was trying to distance himself from Yunya. Whimper. Murderer! Murderer! I ran to the base of the stairs to meet up with Irma. I needed some sort of context here. Irma, what happened? What's going on? Run away, you'll be killed! Oh, run away, you'll be killed! Guess the name I kicked him down the stairs out of the blue. What? I glanced up to Yunya, but his face was shrouded in darkness. I couldn't make out an expression at all. Ah! Aqua seemed to have reached his breaking point. He shot to his feet and took off behind me towards the 2nd floor as fast as he could. Yunya kicked Aqua down the stairs? Why? Yunya, that's not true, is it? Slowly, he walked down the hall, walking down to the landing. He was neither concerned nor scornful. His face was a blank slate. As soon as he reached my level, he bent down and began fiddling with Katsuma's body, raising the arms and letting them drop, wiping blood from the ears and nose, looking at it as if he was studying a specimen under a microscope. What the hell? He was enjoying this? I finally got to see an emotion written clearly on his face, and it was the fuck? Alteration? The fuck? I never see that word. How is this not some crazy dream? Yunya, no! Tears began spilling from my eyes like water. I was shocked, confused, and I didn't even know what else. Tokon, get away from him, hurry! God, no! Black screens. Irma and I found ourselves standing in front of the door to the school's infirmary. Judgmenta took the key and lost it, so this room is no good. If we head in a place like that, we'll be sitting ducks anyways. We need to go further down to the 1st floor. This poor girl was frantic. I can't say or blame her. But, well, something about this whole situation just didn't seem right to me. I'm not sure we need to run. Huh? What? I just don't believe Yunya, kind, sweet Yunya, would be capable of something like that. But he really did kick him down the stairs. It happened. He kicked Okoa. How could that possibly be true? Fine. Do what you want then. I don't care anymore. With that, Irma pushed me out of the way and ran past me towards the stairwell leading to the 1st floor. Irma, I have nothing more to say to you. You wouldn't believe me anyways, since you're so convinced I'm lying. And she went off. I was now separated from every one of my friends, but was I really in danger? I mean, I was, but from Yunya? That didn't seem right. Or more likely, I didn't want it to be. I wanted to believe that this was all a mental misunderstanding. My legs were shaking and my head was swimming. I just stood there, unsure of where I should go or what I should do. And then, there he was, right behind me. And his hands was Shinmina's huge knife. The one that was last seen jutting from Shinmina's stomach. It was still dripping with blood. This definitely made matters more complicated. How could I doubt Yunya's guilt when he was holding something like that? Why did he even have it? How could he possibly bring himself to pull a knife from his friend's lifeless corpse? But I wasn't going to run. I turned around and braced myself, opened my mouth, intent to discussing this rationally. If I ran away now, I felt like it would be all over. there would be nothing left to save. No one left to trust. But what could I possibly say to him? Fuck. I don't think it matters, right? Because, like, what? It'll be game over or chapter over, I think, right? Because it's like, either way, what actually happens is that he stabs a knife in your mouth, or maybe he just punches. I can't remember. He eats your tooth. That's all I remember. Either way, I get injured. So, what did you do? Yunya, I can't believe you're capable of this. What did you do? My body was still visibly shuddering, and my voice was breaking. I had unconsciously taken an accusatory tone with him, which was not at all what I wanted, but it was too late to take it back now. I'd hope he didn't notice, but he did. As soon as the word "why" slipped from my lips, his eyes gazed over. It was as if the warmth and compassion I had seen there before was tapped and drained, leaving behind nothing more than an empty container. You too, huh? You're the same as them. Then he started muttering to himself and slowly walked right past me, as if I weren't even there. Yunya, wait! What is that in your hands? I thought I could put it to good use in a lot of ways. Stop this! Get rid of that thing! No, I couldn't let this go on. I grabbed him by the arm and just clung to him, putting my full weight on his body to keep him from going any further down the hall. He was at a crossroads, about to walk down a path of no return, and I wasn't going to lose that kind, considerate Yunya I fallen for. Unfortunately, the only tools I had at my disposal from stopping him were my feelings, and those weren't going to be enough. Gah! So I was so startled. It took me a moment before I figured out what happened. It's the same in here, you know. This was the first time in my entire life that I had ever been punched in the head, and he put everything he had into it. Getting killed by this school. I couldn't focus. My brain was still rattling inside the skull from the impact. Or getting killed by me. The world was spinning. I looked up at him, spasmodic, twitchy, tear-filled eyes. There was no signs of remorse or compassion whatsoever. He looked like a federal warrior, clutching his sword and staring down at his enemy. The area all around my eyes were throbbing. It hurt so badly, and I felt so swollen and sore. I couldn't even imagine what it must have looked like. And he wasn't done with me. He got in closer and closer, and grinning unnaturally, as if he raised his fist for another strike. Let's test this out on you, shall we? You could be the first. Ah! Ah! Hell yeah. I was running on pure instinct and adrenaline at this point. I shot to my feet and forced them to carry me to safety somewhere. Anywhere. He was going to kill me. He was really going to kill me. God. I felt something rattling around uncomfortably in my mouth, so I spit it out into my hand. It was white. A single white tooth with blood-redded highlights at its root. That maniac had actually knocked out one of my teeth. Oh God, my tooth! He was there, just behind me. I panicked, tripped over my own feet, stumbled to the ground, and then landed between the first and second floor. Ugh. I followed on my backside, dropping my tooth on the ground next to me. I began sinking away from the echoing figure of Yunya Kizunumi. Save me! Save somebody, anybody. God, please. No! I was shooting backward across the floor, too. Stiff, sore, and scared, too. Scared to stand. But then my hand brushed across something small and metallic. A key. It's a infirmary key that shouldn't have been lost. Even with my hands right over it, I was shaking so badly that I could barely work my fingers to get a grip. It was the most frustrating feeling in the world, and for a few seconds, that felt like hours, I just kept trying in vain to pick up the damn key. Finally, I slipped my fingers through the ring. I had it. This was one and only chance. Scrambling to my feet, I somehow slipped past Yunya and ran back to the second floor. As fast as I could force my shaky legs to carry me. I had the key. I could lock myself in. I could hide in the infirmary. Kizunuma didn't pursue, not right away. He just stood there staring at the tooth that I had dropped out on the ground, staring intently as if trying to make out what he was seeing. Her tooth? Crunch, crunch, crunch. What? That's just disgusting. At least it's not like the first game where I actually played the sound effect of someone chewing, like, crunching a tooth. Gulp. Wheeze. There didn't seem to be any way to lock the door from the inside. I need to find a hiding place before Union showed up. The corner of the room? Under the bed, maybe? I was scanning every inch of this room so quickly as possible. As I looked at my surroundings, my eyes stopped on one of the medical shelves. Scissors! There's scissors in here! It felt like such a revolution. Like the answer I was looking for. But what was I going to do with scissors? Was I going to fight? Fight who? Yunya? I wouldn't stand a chance. Decided to leave them there. I stepped back and crouched down behind the parting screen that was set up in the middle of the room. Whimper sob. That should be the end of the chapter, right? That's the end of the story? That's the end of what happened with her. There's a ghost girl in a red dress coming! Hook. Your Bay. The fuck is that her name? Your B had ran back to the bathroom to the third floor to warn Okoa about the immediate threat that was approaching. Unsurprisingly, he was still crouched to the ground, cradling Ketayuma's lifeless head in his arms. He was still stubbornly intensively that he were unable to leave the spot. He'd have to carry Ketayuma with him. That's not possible. We have to leave and run. We'll get caught if we don't. No, we can't just leave her behind. We have to. We have to take him to the hospital. But he's dead. No, he's not. He's dead. He's not. He can't be. What a stubborn, foolish man. I've had enough. I decided to rip Ketayuma's body from Okoa's arms and kick him down the stairs. Oh shit, this is his perspective. It made one hell of a thud when it hit the landing, but he was already dead, so it didn't matter. As long as it helped get Okoa moving, I don't care. I didn't care. See, look, he's dead. So get your ass off that floor and run. Open your eyes. Katsunuma's dead. We have to get out of here now. Kizunumi. Yubari was looking at me, and then at Katanuma's body, then back at me, as if it couldn't make up her mind, which was more interesting. But why was she looking at me? Did I have something on my face? Aqua, on the other hand, was focused squarely on Katayuma. He was trembling all over, but I thought he finally understood, then turns to me. Murderer! Yelled like a madman and ran down the stairs towards his friend's body. He wasn't exactly in the right mind. However. So those philosophy steps didn't quite go as planned. He tripped and fell quite hard next to Katayuma. Ah! Murderer! Murderer! What happened? What's going on? Murderer? What? Murderer? Why? Who? Me? I wasn't the one who killed Katayuma. Run! Run! You'll be killed! I see. And here, getting killed by the school and getting killed by me are one and the same. We're all gonna die in here either way, after all. I'm gonna be honest, I don't like this chapter for the sole fact that that's in the first fucking game. That whole story. Like, I already know what happens. Oh, shit. This is different. Book of Shadows. I guess I'll hold my fucking thoughts. Oh, there's an actual face in the book. Was there always a face in the book? I didn't even notice. Original works. Corpse Party, Blood Covered. Team Gaius Garrus? Nice, like, overview look of the classrooms. Producer. Okay, well, I like... there is lyrics, but I think it's based on what my options were in the music. But that's not true, because the music is loud. Or at least good enough audio. I don't know why the music for this is so fucking quiet. It doesn't matter. My thoughts on this game? After learning, I don't know. I feel mixed. On one hand, when I first opened the game, I thought it was going to be not a continuation, especially with that beginning cutscene and how it played out. And then I realized it's like, oh shit, this first chapter is kind of like the alternative ending in one of the games where it was a loop where through the main character. But then the second chapter is different, and it was also like I was told by one of you guys that it was like every chapter was basically alternative stories or like what ifs, basically explain things that weren't really explained. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was kind of disappointed, but then I was like, okay, that's interesting. Like, I don't know why the game tells you to play that, because like I think Corpse Party was one of those games where it came out like the chapters ever so now and then, like over time. So I guess it was the Poppy Playtime or Bendy or Deltarune, whatever you want to fucking call it, or the Indigo Park of its time, where it's just releasing chapters ever so now and then. From the sounds of it, no, I haven't done my research, so don't take what I say as true. But that's how it feels like, especially looking at the second game that's out. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. And there was definitely like certain chapters that I was like, I like this chapter because actually like I remembered the other alternative ending or for that scene. And there was definitely some interesting things. Like, I think the one with that one guy taking the photos, a Morrisinge, and, like, you get a little more, like, just with more screen time with him and realizing that he's actually more crazier than you think. It's like that, it succeeded with expanding the lore. That last chapter was pretty bad because that was already in the main game. Clear. So, like, if I hit new chapter... I don't even have the last chapter. Does it want me to 100% the game to get the last chapter? Because I know there in the walkthrough there's a last chapter, but it doesn't tell me about the last chapter. I do not want to fucking play. Where the fuck did that play in the game? I wish I could just grab this and scroll down. But alright. If there's no last chapter, this is the end of the video, because I'm not gonna 100% this fucking game. It's gonna be so fucking boring for me. I'm gonna be honest. I thought it was just like show up secretly and be like, oh wow, it's there. There's definitely no skull there, by the way. That's a lie. But that's the last chapter. Technically, I know there's another chapter, but it shares the same name with the sequel. So hell, maybe the sequel, or maybe they put the chapter for the game sequel in this, because I know I read the reviews on it let me pull it up. I think you might have to actually get the game, like, and then you unlock the chapter. I think that's actually what happens. Because it looks, when I open this game, it says no save data from the first Corpse Party. You unlock an achievement if you played the first Corpse Party. I don't even think I played the first one on this PC, so I'm not sure if it has cloud save information or if it was just PC information of me completing it. I could install it and check, but that's a lot of progress and process I don't want to fucking deal with. And I didn't care because it didn't affect me getting chapter 1. But I think if I had the blood drive, it would actually probably be a chapter in this. Like if it could, like the games were like, oh shit. But if that's the case, I'm not even gonna bother, because that's just going way out of my way to play blood drive and then go back to this game to see what the blood drive chapter is about. That definitely seems like a mechanic that would be if we bought all the games and have them all installed and you were playing it like one by one. And it's like, oh, I got a little secret chapter because I have the sequel installed. Oh, and I'm going to play the sequel after this. Now I'm going to do that. At least that's my opinion. That could be just wrong, and it is 100% just to get the secret chapter. And if that's the case, then you guys could play this game yourself if you really are interested to see that last chapter, because it's also like 4 steps. It's a very easy chapter to beat. So I was actually going to do it at the end of this episode if I could unlock it, because I was just going to be like, oh, let's just blast through this. It's very short for some reason, but I guess we won't. I guess, if it's not showing up. I already said all my thoughts. Literally I just thought it was unique. Once again, and I don't know why, but any other game I play, it doesn't feel like it, unless it's like a 20-part Let's Play. This Corpse Party just feels like it takes 10 years. That maybe, I don't know, I just feel slow. Maybe because it's just a visual novel, and usually like the last visual novel I did a Let's Play on was Doki Doki, and that was done in like 5 parts. So this one is like, what, like almost 10 parts? 12? I don't remember, but it's definitely a while. I feel like what felt like it took longer was just because there was a search mode, and that really slowed the game's progress down for me. You could tell that, like, in the first part, I was actually looking around, and then later I just stopped doing that because it just took so long. It's not like, if it was like I was looking around on this, like, if it was a 3D game and I was in a big map and I was looking around, that's different, right? Because I'm exploring the world. But to look around in the same school building through a, like, weird, like, zoom. Like, see how slow that is? And then you have to do that for the same building every fucking time to see, like, what's different every chapter. What's not unlocked, what's unlocked. So you can see why it can get frustrating to figure out where to go. The first game, like, yeah, you could say the same thing because it's the same school building and it's just different characters. The color scheme is slightly different on the school. But at least it was an RPG Maker game, so I was actually controlling where I was going. And you could make an argument that, and it's true. It probably is true. I don't want to do math in my head. But it'd probably take me longer to get across the school walking around than it would be just a click and I'm automatically going there. But at least I felt like I was doing something rather than just, okay, I'm here. Okay, there's nothing here. It's like, you can see why that would be frustrating. Even if it's faster or whatnot. Now, there is a lot of, alternative games we can do after Corpse Party. I don't know which one came first, so I have to look into that. But there is Corpse. I'm probably gonna. I don't know if I'll do this one. There's a Corpse Party re-release for 2021, and it's like a remake of the first game, which is cool. I didn't even know that. Probably should have played that first because I was definitely out when I first did Corpse Party. But too late now. Maybe in the future I'll do it as a live stream. Who knows? But that's not the thing I was trying to talk about. The actual thing here is that there's Corpse Party Blood Drive, which from the previews, it's 3D, like a 3D Explorer adventure, which looks cool. And then there's Corpse Party Sweet Sachiko Hysteric Birthday Bash, which is an actual visual novel with, I hope, no search mode. It just looks like an actual visual novel with a lot of weird, quirky things. Like a lot of weird, quirky things. And it's just a comedy, apparently. Like, it's not serious at all. And then there's Corpse Party 2. Which I've seen the reviews on Corpse Party 2. And it looks a lot better. It looks like a 3DS Pokemon game with its graphics. Like, it's 3D, but still 2D. And, a lot of the reviews are saying, so this review says it all. From Candy King, whatever the fuck the last name is, or the last part of that name is. I hate saying not recommendation, not recommend. I can't read. I hate saying not recommended because I adore the series, but we've only seen one chapter translated, and a lack of communication is terrible. If they ever just said with transparency, it's taken a long time. Don't worry, it isn't abandoned. I'd recommend it. This wasn't shown as early access, so frankly, I had assumed it was a completed project. And then another review from Just a Waffle says, literally an unfinished game. They could have put a warning up, but that was it. Unfinished and abandoned. So apparently this part 2 is not even finished. It's just stopped. And it's been released in 2019. So, also there was a review I saw, but I don't know where it was. It was someone saying that it was like, this is kind of a weird fetish. So that has always been lingering in the back of my mind when I was playing these Corpse Party games. Because I was like, fetish? The only fetish here would be like gore and like necrophilia, I guess. But there is a bit weirdness, I would be honest. Because especially with this game, seeing just a lot of panty shots for some reason. And like a lot of like unpleasant situations for characters. But then again, I just casually blatantly ignored that because I'm like, oh, it's realistic, it's horror experience. Like, yeah, what if I had to pee in a situation like this? Then again, I'm a guy, so I don't care about whipping it out and just being like, all right, guys, just look away. It's like, I couldn't, well, that's not true at all. I'm a shy bathroom user. I wouldn't be able to do that. But I'm just saying, like, that's not terrifying at all. But they definitely played on that a little, like, for at least for this game, felt like they lingered on that for a little while. Like, on that, the perspective, especially with just the descriptions. This game loves describing things in too much detail. Like, that's a little too much. But, God, my hair is not being positioned right. But, that's Corpse Party, Book of Shadows. I'm glad to have finished this series. I'm glad to have played it. Next series I will be doing, I have it sitting in the back and I'm just going to upload them and edit them. It's going to be a Let's Play that I did with Cloudy. of a game that was recommended in a live stream. That's all the clues I'll give away. Check out my live streams every Wednesday. Ooh. We're actually doing all the games I've played on before on the channel, but on PC, because the ones I did on console. That's what I'm doing now, at least. But yeah, if you guys enjoy this video, please like, comment, subscribe. Enjoy this video. If you guys enjoy this series, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.